Hi folks, I've got a question. Did God really command Israel to perform animal sacrifices? Is it in the Bible? You tell me. Leviticus 17 and verse 7. Israel must no longer offer any of their sacrifices to the goat gods, to whom they prostitute themselves. That is a powerful statement. Let's unpack it. Israel must no longer offer any of their sacrifices to the goat gods. This comes from the book of Leviticus. They just came out of Egypt. 430 years of spiritual and moral depravity. And the Israelites picked up pagan sacrifice from the Egyptians. And God says, you can't do pagan sacrifice anymore. They must no longer offer any of their sacrifices to the goat gods. They were doing it, and now they must not offer to the goat gods anymore. What's God forbidding here? What's involved in pagan sacrifice? The deity is angry. He demands blood from the worshippers. The worshippers must supply a sacrifice, supply blood. They offer up this blood sacrifice to their God. Their God's anger is appeased, and then they don't get walloped. So that's what pagan sacrifice is about. The deity demands the sacrifice, demands the blood. He is angry. The worshipper must supply the sacrifice, supply the blood. When they offer the blood, their deity is not angry anymore. And it says here, they must no longer offer any of their sacrifices to the goat gods. That form of sacrifice has got to stop. Did God forbid all sacrifice? No. He says in verse 11 the following. Same chapter, Leviticus 17 and verse 11. For the life of the creature is in the blood. I have given the creature and the blood to you to make atonement for yourselves on the altar. God has subverted and put pagan sacrifice on its head. In pagan sacrifice, the deity demands the sacrifice. The deity demands blood. In Hebrew sacrifice, God supplies the sacrifice. God supplies the blood. For I have given it to you to make atonement for yourself. Stop there. In pagan sacrifice, the deity demands sacrifice and blood. The worshipper has to offer it for what purpose? To make atonement with their deity. Atonement is an old English word that simply means at one ment, peace. At one ment, peace. The purpose of pagan sacrifice is so that the worshipper can be at peace with their deity because their deity was angry. His anger needed to be appeased. So they needed to establish atonement, at one ment, peace, at one ment, or peace with their deity. Blood appeased the angry deity, and atonement, or at one ment, peace, came with the deity, but not with Hebrew sacrifice. For I have given the blood to you. God now supplies the blood, does not demand the blood. I have given the blood to you to make atonement for yourself. For yourself. Not atonement with me. In Hebrew sacrifice, God is not angry. God doesn't need to make atonement with people. People are the problem. They have issues in their life because of their sin. And so God says, look, guys, you're currently doing, and here comes the point, you're currently doing pagan sacrifice. Yeah? Well, I want you offering it this way. You don't have to make atonement with me. I'm not angry with you, but you're angry with yourself. So if you're going to do this, this is how you're going to do it. I'm going to supply the blood. I don't demand the blood. I'm not angry. I don't need appeased. I don't need to be made atonement with. You're not at peace with yourself. So I'll offer you the blood so you can be at peace within yourself, not with him. Now listen, is it possible here that God took a pagan practice and allowed it and then changed its meaning, but maybe it wasn't God's ideal? You just wonder, is there any other proof? Yes, divorce. When they came out of Egypt, they were divorcing their wives for just any reason. And the Pharisees said to Jesus in Matthew 19, Moses commanded us to give a divorce. And Jesus said, no, Moses allowed you to divorce for the hardness of your hearts. God would take some of their practices and then he would put restraints and boundaries and walls around them. Is it possible that God has taken this practice and he's changed the meaning and he allowed it to continue only until Jesus came, and then with his death, sacrifice comes to an end? Atonement for yourself. Be at peace with yourself, not with me. Hebrew sacrifice looks nothing like pagan sacrifice. God subverted sacrifice through this teaching. Leviticus 14:14. Look at this. The priest is to take some of the blood of the guilt offering, and he will put the blood on the lobe of the right ear of the one to be cleansed. Stop there. The blood of the animal sacrifice didn't affect God. It cleansed the person. It didn't appease the wrath of God. It didn't result in atonement with God. It resulted in atonement and peace with yourself. The blood acted on you and cleansed you. God does not demand blood. God does not need blood. God doesn't need atonement with you. He's not angry with you. You're angry with yourself. So listen, guys, take this pagan practice of yours. We'll twist it around and we'll help it use you. So you've got atonement within yourself, peace within yourself. You're not at peace within yourself. You feel dirty, get the blood and put it on the ear of the one to be cleansed. It acts on you, not on God. I hope that blesses you.